asking college students, when do they feel the most loved? We are back here again at Syracuse University doing public interviews to students and asking them the question, when do they feel most loved and shared with other people? This sense of connection is something I've been exploring myself, and I wanted to come out here and ask this question to show the different varying ways that we receive love. And so, as I've been saying in these interviews, as you watch this video behind your screen, your camera, your phone, whatever it is, feel and put yourself in the shoes of the other person. We each individually have different hearts and different minds, and consequently different ways that we experience love. So feel that and really embody that as you watch the video itself. So let's dive right in. When do you feel the most loved?
I guess I feel most loved when I'm surprised, like out of actions or words, like when people do things for me that I wouldn't really expect.
Just being around my friends, when my friends take time to kind of just be around me, or whenever we hang out, just that, personal time with friends and family, I would say.
The most love, I feel like when they're listening, like when you just hear someone or tell someone something and then they remember and then you do those things, I feel like that's when I feel the most loved.
When I get a call from my friends or family, they give me a checkup that, okay, what are you doing? Have you eaten or something like that? That's the core thing that I feel, okay, they care about me.
I feel the most love when people show appreciation for the work that I do. I feel I'm really hard on myself, and that I always feel like I gotta go to the next step, and work never ends. And people very rarely, but when they do, they say that they're proud of me and that I work really hard and I need to give myself more credit. And when people say that, that's when I feel the most love, because I don't see it within myself, and I feel like love is supposed to come within yourself. And if people that aren't you are giving that to you, that's when love is really true and real, when you don't see it in yourself, but then the people that you do love give it back to you,
What's one example of when that happened to you in your life?
My little brother, over the summer I was interning in Washington, D.C., and I remember talking to him on the phone, telling him how much I missed just being home and everyone. And then I think 3 weeks later he booked a ticket and came and see me. So I think that's one instant.
How did it feel in that moment of just being with him and when you realized he came?
It felt good. I felt at home. I mean, this was me in a city that I've never really been in before, and didn't have any family or friends there. I did eventually make friends, but it felt as if he brought home to me, just kind of having that comfort level, knowing that there is someone in my environment that knows me and understands me and loves me there with me.
Yeah, it sounds like it's like you're in this place, you're out of your comfort zone, and you're kind of alone, and he thought of you, and he was giving something to you, and that you really felt that with him.
Yep, absolutely.
If I talk about my girlfriend or something, maybe it's the touch that giving a hug or something, that. When
I was just very sad or whatever, I was just super depressed, and my mom just came home. She had my favorite ice cream, she was like, oh, you look kind of sad, but I don't know what's going on, but you don't have to talk to me, but cheer up, everything's gonna be okay. I didn't expect that, because I haven't had that ice cream in years, and she was like, she'll never buy it again, because I used to always finish it super quick.
Yeah.
And so when she did that, I was just I'm appreciating, I didn't really expect that, for real.
It's she was thinking of you, and she showed that through that.
And I didn't even notice that she was thinking of me in the first place, because I thought I was hiding my sadness. Well,
That's the thing about moms, they see right through it all.
Yeah, they just know.
They always do.
Because we're them basically too, so yeah, they know how it is.
I remember for my birthday one year, I had really wanted these shoes, and this girl I was talking to had remembered the exact ones, color, everything, my size, and had got them for me. So I feel like that was one of the times I felt the most loved, outside of parents and stuff like that.
Why do you think that gave you a feeling of love? What do you think it was about it?
Like I said, I think it was just the listening aspect, because a lot of times you feel like you just talk and you vent how you're feeling, and it kind of goes over people's head, but just the fact that they're listening and remember and just do things that a lot of people won't do, I feel like that just makes you feel a different type of, you said, connection in general.
Yeah, it's like they're thinking about you, and they're thinking about like what you care about, what you like, and they show that through the gift.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not just gift giving, but I feel like it's just, I don't know, that's part of it, like the listening part.
Listening is the foundation of it.
Exactly. And then it's, gifts help as well, but like I felt like it was truly thought out. It wasn't like any expensive, it didn't have like a price range to it, but just the fact that they thought about it and just did it, was such a big thing to me.
Yeah, I think that like with gifts, even like it doesn't even matter how much it costs. It's like the fact that they were listening and they thought about you,
Exactly.
Literally last night, I was with my girlfriend, and we were just talking about, I was applying to internships and nothing really wasn't working out, and I was like really upset about that. And then she just says like, you work really hard, and I see how much you work, and you need to give yourself credit. A few weeks ago, one of my friends, who I haven't spoken to in a while, was like, I see what you're doing. I see you're posting content on Instagram. I see you, doing what you're doing at school, and, it's all going to pay off, and it's all going to, like, work out, because, a lot of people from an outside perspective seems like everything just works out for them, like, we're on a beautiful campus where there's so many talented people, and we just see, like, how successful they might be, but it takes a lot to get to that point, and
you don't see the work that goes on behind the scenes.
You don't see the work that goes behind the scenes, and you can't, like I said to you before we even started the interview, is that, you can't compare yourself to other people, because, we're in our own shoes and we're not in anyone else's position, so we got to make do with what we got. I kind of view it in a sense like, I figured it out before, so I'll figure it out again. I wouldn't be here today if I didn't figure out the hardest times of my life,
I really like what you mentioned about like when people like say something, like, 'cause it's like you're working so hard, and sometimes people, like when you're doing something creative, some people just like kind of, they don't say anything because they're like, he's like really expressing himself. But like when they say that, it's like it gives you something like, oh, it feels nice because you work so hard, and it sounds like
people feel like anyone can just be creative or like do what I do, and not everyone can go on a mic at my radio station and talk for 2 hours about something that they love. People are more fixated on like science or numbers or math and stuff like that, and I can't do that stuff, but they can't do what I do, and so when people who are in those fields, like math, like my girlfriend's a pre-med, the other friend that texted me saying he's proud of me is in like biology, and they told me, I'm super proud of you, you've been working so hard, and I'm like, oh, that feels good.
Shit,
and
man.
Yeah, and like my family doesn't really, like my family says, oh, I'm proud of you, and like you work hard, but like they don't even know what I do, and I've told them countless times what I do, but they don't like retain that information. So to me, it's just them saying, oh, I'm proud of you, because like they have to say I'm proud of you because I'm their son, I'm their grandson, I'm their nephew, but when it's people who actually like take interest in what I do, or like people come up to me on campus sometimes and be like, oh my God, I saw you speaking I saw the video that you posted on your Instagram, like that was really good and engaging, I enjoyed that. And I'm like, oh, like people actually do appreciate it. So it's kind of funny how like sometimes random people appreciate what you do a lot more than the people you consider closest to you.
Yeah. It sounds like it's a sense of understanding you and what you do, rather than just the words.
Yeah, it is that, because like I said, not everyone can do what I do. And so when people I view super highly come to me and be like, wow, like I'm proud of you and you work like really hard, like my girlfriend, like she's younger than me, but I admire her work and she motivates me, and she works her butt off all day. And when she comes to me, right now she's working in a lab with like a little mouse right now, and I'm gonna go home and like edit a video. It's 2 different lives, but when she comes to me and says that I work super duper hard, it's like, wow, like it hits a lot,
And for people who want to be more connected with others, want to feel more loved, what is one thing they can start to do to move in that direction?
I think first of all, just start by just being open-minded, I would say, in whatever environment that you are in, especially when you're surrounded with people that show you that they care and love you. And I think that's a space that is inviting you to somewhat be yourself and vulnerable with these other individuals.
I feel like just be yourself, honestly. I feel like that, people are attracted to people that are just themselves. So I think that, I won't put a time frame on it, but eventually they'll find like that genuine connection they're looking for. Just, I don't know. I feel like it just comes naturally once you're being yourself. If you're being like unauthentic and stuff like that, it might not come. But if you're yourself, I feel like eventually it'll come. Just not a time frame kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Really open up because like I'm super like closed-minded. Not closed-minded. I'm super like introverted. But like just coming to college, I was like, I'm gonna try and branch out, get out of my shell, and just open up, talk to people, and try and like share. I would say be vulnerable, but don't be emotional. That's my best advice.
What do you think is the distinction between those two?
Well, being vulnerable means like you're able to open up, but being emotional is like anything that's happening to you, you're just very moody, if that makes sense. Like, for example, I'm being vulnerable, like speaking on my past experiences, but I could be super emotional. I could be emotional by like, I guess in better terms, we're just dragging it,
Yeah,
like,
okay.
Just have some composure.
Yeah,
and
there's
shit.
some people that get on Instagram and start crying and shit, but it's
Right.
like, it doesn't even seem authentic.
To be honest, yeah. But I would just say just try and just get out your comfort zone as much as possible, but as long as you still feel comfortable. Like, don't do nothing that you don't feel like it will look good on, if that makes sense. Like, just
Thank
care.
you. Yeah, just care.
Just care, basically, yeah. It's actually.
Well, thank you, Nick. I appreciate your answers, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, bro.
Have a good day. Loved it.
So I think one step someone could take is just self-reflection. Like for some time, I was not ready to give love to someone else. And then I went to Israel, saw a lot of beautiful things over there, and realized that there's a lot more to life than just myself. And I was like ready to get back out there and ready to give my love to someone. And then it wasn't just within my relationship, it was with a lot of my friends who I wanted to show love to that I was not showing love to earlier, that I took for granted. So I think sometimes you just really need to sit down with yourself, and that's the hardest thing to do, is to sit with yourself and be aware of your mistakes, be aware of the people that you've hurt, and acknowledge that I need to be like a better person. So I think once you realize that, giving love becomes a lot easier than one might perceive.
So unfortunately, my camera that I was using, the DJI Pocket 2, is malfunctioning on me right now, and we're on campus now. For these final 1 to 3 more interviews, I don't even know, we will be using my iPhone and my lav mic. I am improvising here, so if you're at this point of the video, I apologize for the change in audio quality and video quality. But just remember, like I mentioned in the beginning, holding the empathy, holding the energy transfer of the people and their stories as you watch this. When do you feel the most loved?
I guess I feel the most loved just when I get like attention back from someone. Like I can like easily tell that it's like being reciprocated from someone. I don't know if that makes sense.
Well, what's a specific instance of when you really felt that a lot in your life?
I guess like really this year, like in general, but just being able to spend time, like I'm an RA, so like on the Mount when I'm just spending time with my friends, because I know I didn't have that last year. So like just, I guess like the little moments that you don't really think about it when we're just all together playing games, like playing a game of pool. That's like when I really like feel it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it sounds like it's like quality time.
Yeah,
spending
quality
that with
time.
people.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think that is exactly about that really makes you feel loved?
I don't know. I guess it's the fact that like you can just easily not have it. So I guess like, when I'm alone, I'm studying, like those lonely periods. So I guess like that's what makes the quality time more special.
Yeah.
Like it's very easy to like be drowned out, I guess, on like SU campus because there's so many people here. So like when you're not, it's very easy like to appreciate that time.
Undergrad, it's like when it's easy to get caught up in like how many people there are and you want to do something.
Yeah.
And it's like I feel grateful that you're with people and you're like spending that time with each other.
No, yeah, totally.
What would you say are some fears people have when it comes to sharing love and connecting with others?
I guess a big fear is that like you're just gonna lose that person that you give all that love to, like whether it's death or just like the connection is no longer there. I think just like losing somebody is a big risk that like not a lot of people are willing to take.
For someone who may be in that position, what is one step they can take to start to move in the direction of feeling love with friends, family, or just in general?
I would say that it's like on a case-by-case basis, like depending on that specific person. But for me, I guess exposure therapy, you just have to like let go of that fear that you have, which is like easier said than done, but you just have to put yourself in those situations where you get those connections with people.
When do you feel the most loved?
I think I feel the most loved when I'm with the people that I love, like with my friends and my family. So when we're sitting down laughing, just chill times.
What are some things that your friends or family do that make you really feel loved?
Like noticing the little things. So let's say I'm in a bad mood, they could tell just off my vibe. Or just asking, like, can you welcome me to the supermarket or walk me to class?
It sounds like they're spending quality time with
Exactly, it's quality time. That's my love language, quality time.
Yeah. Well, what do you think it is about that really signifies to you that you feel that love? Like, what is it about that?
I think for people to really love each other, like you really have to understand how that other person's brain works, and knowing that people understand how my brain works and they take the time out of their day to really understand that. I think that's what's that attracts me the most.
Yeah, because they're thinking of you and considering
the
how you receive it.
Exactly.
What are some fears people have when it comes to sharing love with each other?
Fear of rejection. I think people have a big fear of rejection. And people also have a fear of opening up and being vulnerable, because some people have never had that chance to actually be vulnerable with someone that they love. Or maybe they were raised in an environment where they didn't have a safe output to show their emotions. So I think that's what it is.
Because it's like they get rejected in the past, and it's like they're afraid of opening up to revisit that again in the future, it sounds like. Yeah.
It's hidden trauma. And not everybody knows that they have it.
For someone who may be in that position or just in general has struggles with sharing love, what is one step they can take to start to move in that direction of feeling love and sharing love with other people?
Spending time. What I've done is spending time with myself, really trying to understand who I am and what do I like as a person. And I think journaling also helps write down your thoughts and really put together the pieces and then try to make a full framework, if that makes sense.
So I wanted to interject at this point in the video to share a little bit of my thoughts as I'm finishing up this section of the interviews. And that is when I feel love within my own self. And I just felt compelled to just share this on video, and that's doing these interviews here, having conversations like these with other people and just students in general, and just sharing good vibes. It feels amazing to me, and I'm so grateful and I'm so thankful for it. And I think the part of it that really cultivates love within myself is that I'm seeing the other person share something that's real with me, and I'm just hearing about their own story. It's a sense of I know who you are, and it feels good to spend that time with you. It's like we're spending this presence and time with each other together in this moment. So that's what I feel, and I'm really thankful for that. And I hope you've been enjoying the interviews. If you want to see more of this type of content, I have more interviews on my channel, The Heart of Joe. So you can click the like button below, subscribe, drop a comment, and definitely stay tuned for more of these videos. With great power and great responsibility always, Joe.